So let me just go ahead and tell you this video is pretty much going to be a shout out to some genuinely nice folks that I got to meet the other day. And the reason I'm making the video is because I remember when there was a time where it just seemed like folks were kinder one to another. They treated each other better. You know, you go to a store and they didn't act like you bothered them when you needed their help. When it come time to check you out, they did so and they were glad to do it. These days you go to a restaurant, it's really hard to feel like you're appreciated anymore. But you know, that's not the case for what happened to me at the Lowry store in Harmony, North Carolina the other day. So I'm gonna back up the truck and I'm gonna tell you the story. Saturdays we go to church and we have a little breakfast there. It's a great thing. Some ladies meet up about an hour before we get there and they cook us eggs and bacon and sausage and ham, gravy and biscuits. Good fresh coffee, whether you like the leaded or the unleaded stuff. You got juice and jelly. Really good breakfast. Every Saturday, it's worth going just for the breakfast. That's not why we go. It's called our bus meeting. We meet to encourage one another before we go get involved in our public ministries. Some of us preach on the street, some of us visit our bus route, some of us just invite folks to church. Well, this Saturday, we were gonna go visit some children that used to ride my son-in-law and daughter's bus route that moved away. Those kids were precious to me and my wife, and we really did miss them. We found out where they were living, got the invite to come, and that's what we was going to do. Well, here's the deal about Saturdays. It's also a blessing because I get to see most of my kids and my grandkids. And most of those grandkids always want to come home with Papa and Nana. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Sometimes they have to go with Mom and Dad and visit their bus route, which we're all for. We all agree that those children need to grow up and be taught how not to waste their life on themselves, to serve the Lord Jesus Christ and be a blessing to their fellow man. So anyway, this was one of those weeks where they were free to come with Papa and Nana, and that's what we did. So we rode that hour drive down the road, visited those precious little children, loaded back up in the car, and I realized we were about 20 minutes from Lowry's store.
What? What?
We don't get to go down that way much, and I asked my wife if she had anything to do that afternoon, and if she didn't, would she like to go to that store? She knew that I wanted to go to the store.
I forgot I have to support him no matter what.
So as we pull in the driveway, I realize immediately that they're closing. They're taking the stuff that's displayed outside back inside.
We're too late.
So I knew I didn't have much time. I looked at my watch, and it was 15 to 3. They closed at 3 apparently. So I grabbed the littlest one who was still asleep, run inside, and the whole reason I was there was to buy this little bitty teether. Just like I bought the little one that's on my shoulder. He loved that thing, and going to be a pawpaw again soon, come August. So I've got to get this one of those teethers. The Tommy Toy Company could do better. These little toys, it's a John Deere massaging corn teether. All those kids love that thing, but you can't replace the battery in it. If you look on the back of the package, it says it's a AAA battery. Really small print in a totally separate section. It tells you non-user replaceable. I understand the risk involved with little baby toys, but I'm telling you now, come on. Can't even replace a AAA battery. Tommy Toy Company, you can do better. Anyway, so by the teether, my wife's not in yet. Apparently the other two were having a hard time getting awakened from their slumber.
Why are you so grumpy?
I am not grumpy.
That was grumpy.
So I realized we weren't going to have time to look, so I stood there and waited, and the lady behind the counter implored me to continue looking. And
Oh, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
I said, ma'am, I sure appreciate it, but I understand the spot you're in. It's a couple days after Christmas, Saturday, it's closing time. Everybody wants to go home. I've got what I came for. I'm going to let my wife come in and take the babies to the bathroom, and we're going to go back up the road and explain to her we're hour and 20 minutes up the road. And oh, man. She really encouraged me to stay.
You don't get to tell me when to quit.
And I said, ma'am, I surely appreciate it, but I would not dream of putting you out like that. We're small business owners ourselves. We wouldn't want anybody to expect us to do that for no good reason, and we can always come back. So she waved for a fella to come over who just so happened to be her husband, Scott. Scott and Amy Lowry. They own the store. And he smiled real big. He said, well, let me ask you, did you bring any money with you? I said, yes, sir. We brought some money. He said, well, you're exactly the type we want in our store. Just spend money. That's what we want you to do. We want you to spend money. You're welcome to stay as long as you want. And of course, that was funny. We all had a good laugh. And I told my wife we could spend 10 or 15 minutes there, but we just certainly couldn't put them out. They were so hospitable, gracious, kind, generous. Why not? So we walked around the store and we seen these water bottles. Man, they were just cute. Adorable might be the word. They were very well constructed out of stainless steel, had a nice little silicone cap, looked like an animal of some kind. But they were a little bit more premium than I would buy for small children. They were, you know, we got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old with us. And we're not against spoiling babies. We spoil them all the time.
You don't love me!
But we put them down. Anyway, walked through the store. We're looking at toys. My wife is looking at these little toddler books. You know, the type with the thick pages, the buttons. It goes ba, moo, and plays music and all that stuff. She got a game and a puzzle. And as we're leaving, I seen these little surprise eggs. They were John Deere tractor themed, one of 4 tractors inside. Don't know what you get. Babies wanted one, bought them one. And as we're leaving, Amy reaches and grabs a little bag that she'd prepared and handed it to Merry Christmas.
Wait a minute. Oh, what do we have here? Oh.
As she's pushing that bag to me, I realized what's inside. It was 3 of those adorable water bottles. She says, Merry Christmas. Man, you want to talk about making 3 youngins' day. They really were excited to have those bottles. In fact, before we go any further, Miss Amy, that little one likes to throw things. And all I could picture was him throwing that thing at his papa, who he's sitting directly behind as he travels an hour up there. Now, Henry, he's not mean, but when he's done, he's done. When he's done eating, if you're not careful, he'll throw that plate, and I don't care where you're at. Same thing with bottles. So they didn't get those till they got home. But I am going to tell you, they really did enjoy those things. And the reason for making the video was it's not normal when I'm out and about. See, I'm the guy who puts a smile on other people's faces. I'm the guy who fixes this or fixes that, or if I can, just try to be a blessing to folks. And I'm not saying people aren't kind to me. God's put a lot of good and wonderful people in my life, but it's not every day that people treat you that way in a store. It's not every day that you go into a place of business and you honestly feel like the folks want you to be there. Now, I'm just going to tell you, a couple days after Christmas, on a Saturday, right at quitting time, not only did they keep the store open, they wanted to keep the store open. They wanted to do that before they knew how far we drove. These folks, I'm just telling you, if you live anywhere close to Harmony, North Carolina, I don't think these folks did that because they thought we were special. I think they did that because that's the kind of folks they are. Now, I might be wrong, but I very seriously doubt it. I don't know these people well, but I'm going to tell you, every time I've been to the store, I've interacted with Amy. I didn't know she was the owner's wife. She treated me and my family just top shelf. I never met Scott before, but I've met some of the folks there, and I could say the same thing. They always treated us wonderful, whether we were there early in the morning or right at quitting time. So if you live anywhere near Harmony, North Carolina, and you've never been to the Lowry's store, it might be worth a trip. There's all kinds of stuff there. They got toys and games and books and play sets. They got work clothes. They've got hardware, and they've got gardening supplies and feed. All kinds of stuff. In fact, the last time we went, we spent several hours just walking up and down the aisle seeing what they did have. Scott and Amy and all the folks at Lowry's store, I sure do appreciate you. Not just what you did. I appreciate how you made us feel. Every time we've been in your store, you've been nothing but great. And I highly recommend the Lowry store to anybody who's willing to make a trip to Harmony, North Carolina. So that pretty much brings us to the end of the video, and I guess I better say what I came here to say. You might not own a store, and you might not own a service to provide, but the simple truth is, kindness goes a long way. Now, it went about 50 minutes up the road with me. Here I am a week later, and I'm still talking about it. And it makes me want to treat people the way they treated me. You know, that's what the Bible says. We're supposed to treat people the way we want to be treated. And I sure am glad that there's folks in this world who are willing to do that. So what do we say to you and me watching the video? I tell you, 2026, I want to do great things in my garden. I'm sure you do. I want to do great things on the channel, but I hope I do great things for other people. And I don't think there's any better way than to close the video out than by saying just that. So guys, this is the Backyard Vegetable Gardening channel. I sure am glad that you stuck around to the end of the video. See you on the next one.